The new exotic Choir of One absolutely melts raid bosses in Destiny 2. Go ahead and take a look at the clip here behind me. I'm going to share all of the different raid bosses and dungeon bosses we melt. This is Oryx, and 6 of us are using the Choir of One. We're just using our super for a well, and we're debuffing with nades. No one is using any damage supers here, and you can see we successfully one-phase Oryx with just 6 Choir of Ones. That's how crazy this is. This is a special ammo weapon, one-phasing Oryx, which is definitely powerful. We'll go through and show you all the other clips that we also had, but it should also be mentioned that this thing isn't even in its most powerful form. Obviously, as the weeks go on, you'll be able to eventually slot in Onslaught. Right now it has Subsistence on it. When you can slot in Onslaught, it could get even crazier if you think about it, because you could potentially get a kill on an ad, and that would increase the rate of fire. I'm not sure if that would increase the rate of fire of the hip fire or just the ADS. It could be both. If it is both, that's going to be absolutely absurd. Okay, you can see here we're able to fully melt Oryx. We all had surges on, we all had reserves on, so we'd have extra ammo, and I still have plenty of ammo left afterwards. That's how crazy it was. Now let's go ahead and jump into the other bosses that we melt with this thing. Next up on our list of bosses that we bullied today with the new exotic, we have Rolk. Now it's been a while since we jumped into Rolk. I feel like the last time I was here was when we were doing Pantheon, and so it felt kind of weird being here and not seeing Shadow Rolk. But as you can see here, I also do use my super, but I just slammed the ground over to the right. I purposely miss it, and the reason why is because I wanted to show you how powerful it would be if everyone just shot the gun and the gun alone, and no one was really using supers for damage. And there are some really good artifact mods you can put on that will buff your weapon damage and do various different things, you know, debuff the enemy, things like that. This seasonal artifact mods are very strong this season and actually work really well with void weapons, so definitely helping this weapon. But pretty crazy to see that even Rolk also gets schmelted by the one phase. This is again 6 Choir of Ones. We all had triple void surge on, and then we had reserves, so that way we'd have tons of ammo, and we didn't need the resist or anything like that. And you can see there, even Rolk gets the business. Now let's jump into the next raid boss that we melted with it. Of course, we had to take the new exotic out for a spin against Riven of 1,000 Voices, and we thought it might be kind of difficult to get this melt considering the angle of shooting her in the mouth. You can see there that crits actually didn't even proc until about halfway through her health. So for whatever reason, the tether that was shot didn't actually apply the debuff until halfway through, and yet we still got a very easy one phase, even though the angle was kind of odd there, shooting up into the mouth there. But it doesn't even matter with this gun. This gun is just that powerful. Various people have been speculating that there's potentially a bug with it. When you shoot it at extremely close ranges, it actually does, like, not necessarily double damage, but a significant increase in damage due to its like bullets registering in a weird way. This would make a lot of sense, especially for why it bugs out in PvP, as we mentioned before or demonstrated before in a video, how it will one-shot in PvP when you have just one ammo, which is not the way it's designed to actually work. But I think that the same thing's happening inside Destiny 2. I think that there's a flaw with it, and really the goal is to just get as up close and personal with bosses as you possibly can, and you will absolutely delete them. I'm not sure if it's like double damage, glitching, or whatever it is, but you can see here we can melt pretty much every boss in the game with this thing. I mean, this thing's absolutely nuts. You name a boss down in the comments and we'll go take them on. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into some of the other clips that we got with this. This time around, we decided to take it into a dungeon, so we have just a 3-person activity. This is Fria, the ogre in Grasp of Avarice, and we thought, hey, let's take this in here. This ogre does actually have a decent amount of health, and being able to successfully one-phase this can be tricky at times, right? But again, we're just completely barrel stuffing with this auto rifle. I call it like an auto rifle. I can't help but feel like calling it a shotgun because it feels like an AA-12, but you can see there Fria gets hit with the one phase, and that's not even all of the bosses that we got with it. We decided we would also take this in and take care of Morgoth with it. I know this might be a little bit of bullying because Morgoth can be a little bit of a pushover, but I believe there were some health adjustments, and melting Morgoth is probably more difficult now than it was previously. But as you can see there, holy crap, look at that health, just absolutely getting destroyed. But not as fast as some of the other bosses necessarily. I feel like maybe if we got closer and barrel stuffed, it would have been even more powerful. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And again, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.